Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Friday. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going great. I'm up and ready to start my Gather Your Fragment Friday. I love cooking. I love baking. I love doing all those things. And sometimes when life gets busy, or you move and you have to sell your house, all those things, sometimes those get pushed in the wayside, or you're busy with kids, or you're busy with your job, or you're busy with whatever. And sometimes it's like you don't get to always do everything you enjoy doing. But my favorite thing to do is cook and bake. And I love doing that. And I couldn't wait to get here, get settled in, and continue doing things that I love doing. And so for a long time I did a lot of purchasing at the discount store. Great things to do. Love that time, love doing that. Bought a lot of pre-made things and it worked good for our family. So now I would like to get back into some baking, some good old-fashioned baking like I used to do. So I woke up early, went upstairs. I was up there for about 3 hours today getting my work done, and I was like, oh my goodness, 3 hours at your computer, and that's not even editing. That's not even editing, that's just emails and responding to people and doing things that I need to get done. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Come downstairs and start my day. So we are at the end of the month for groceries. This week marks my 4 weeks, and so I'll have to go shopping next month, but there's always something you can make. You might not think you have anything, but I guarantee if you start looking, you can. And I definitely have things. Our monthly grocery haul lasted beyond the 4 weeks, but we're out of the refrigerator stuff like you saw yesterday. We're down to I think there's 3 or 4 eggs in there, so I don't want to use those for today for baking, because I do have some that are getting up early making eggs because they have a long day out at work and it's good protein starter. So I don't want to use those up specifically for my baking recipes. But I was looking at my cupboard yesterday, my pantry. Remember I bought this at the discount store, the egg replacers. When eggs were ridiculous. I don't even know, what were they, $25, $30 for that 5 dozen box of eggs. The ridiculous price. So I bought this thinking I would use it, and I never really used it. Well, I'm going to use it today. This works. I'm going to try it. Have I ever used egg replacer? I feel like I have way back in the day. I'm going to do some baking with this today. So I was like, it's turning fall time outside. I mean, not really. It's actually 77 right now, and that's normally 85 right now. So yes, it's getting cooler here in Florida. But I'm wanting to do some kind of pumpkin-y, apple-y kind of baked goods would be good to make, but I'm out of the eggs. So we're going to use this today. And then I also have a ton, well, I think I have a ton, 2 more containers of this. We don't love this. It's fine if you're used to just this. To me, it's a smooth texture, like baby food. So I'm ugh, it's just not my favorite. My girlfriend just texted me the other day, and she was using her applesauce machine and making applesauce. And I was like, oh, homemade applesauce. You just can't beat it at all compared to store stuff. I know they do have store stuff that's a little bit thicker. I just got this at the discount store and it's really thin. Just don't love it. And so I'm I'll eat it, but it's more let's use it in baking. So we are going to do some substituting today. I've got a list of things to make. We're going to have food. We're going to have a lot of food and eat well, getting creative with things. So I'm going to do, I've got my huge can of pumpkin discount store. Remember I got these for $1.09 or $2.99, not $1.99, $2.99. I bought a bunch. I've been, giving them away to family and stuff to use. I'm down to my last one, so I'm going to open this one up today. And I'm going to make some pumpkin bread. I looked up the recipe. I'm going to make my mom's pumpkin bread, but I'm going to have to alter it because, that's what I'm going to do today. So instead of using eggs in here, I'm going to use this. And then I'm also going to use applesauce instead of oil today. We're going to try it and do it. I'm what's the worst that'll happen? They'll fall apart? It'll be okay. We'll just be really, really careful cutting. I'll make smaller loaves just to ensure that, but that's going to be good. We're going to do that. I've got that chocolate fudgy frosting, so I'm going to do some brownies. I have substituted applesauce in the brownies, and it's okay. It does leave it a little bit apple-y flavory, so I don't know. I might not do that in here. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Could I just make my family eat it? Just say, just eat it, kids. It's applesauce. Just eat it, right? Just eat it. Yeah, we might just do that. And then what else are we doing for food? I might do another one. We'll see. I was going to do an applesauce crumb cake, but I don't know. We'll see how creative we get here. And then I've got dinners to make so we can eat for the weekend. I'm going to bring you along. It's going to be a great day of making food. I'd love to get my food made before noon so that I can enjoy my day, get outside in the pool during the day on Fridays. Always a good thing. But for now, I've got my stove or my oven over there preheating. And then I'm going to put the ingredients on the screen. It's in my cookbook. This is my mom's recipe. Right here, my Cooking Through the Generations, our family cookbook. You can go to my blog and get this recipe. This was my mom's that she always made. Again, she would use proper recipe. I'm going to use substituting because that's what I have. So you guys ready for a good day? All right, let's go. So I run into a little problem. Did you ever lose things? I do. Well, the problem is I don't really lose them. It's just that someone else puts them in a different spot. So I remember I have a teaspoon and tablespoon little, like measuring spoon. Like I don't keep the little ones that has all of them on there. I feel like that's a waste. So I think it came with my bread machine. One side is a tablespoon, one side is a teaspoon. And it's connected, it's fine. That works because you can measure pretty much everything with that. I remember seeing it somewhere. Like somebody put it away because I have kids doing dishes, new ones doing dishes put away. Like usually it was the older girls where they're off working doing things. So I have the younger ones doing them too. But it's like someone put that because they didn't know what it was. And I don't remember where. I remember seeing it going, oh, I need to put that in the drawer so I don't not remember where it's at. Well, guess what? I'm looking for it today. I'm like, where did I see that? So I don't even know. I'm like trying to remember where it was that I came across it. So I'm gonna have to kind of guesstimate today and do my best. It's good. Let me get some scissors here. I have it written on the marker board to ask somebody, where is mom's measuring device? So we're gonna do our best. Okay, so this is, the instructions said mix 1.5 teaspoons of egg replacer with 2 tablespoons of warm water. Mix thoroughly. I'm gonna make this work. Okay, I need 1.5 teaspoons. So I need 4 of these because I need to do 4 eggs. I'm just gonna mix this in a measuring glass with some water. We'll mix it up. Okay, so I'm gonna get my big giant can of pumpkin here. Open. Now you can freeze this just when you thaw it. Make sure that you drain up all the liquid, otherwise your stuff will be separated. But I will put it in the refrigerator and I will work on making some pumpkin from scratch recipe over the next little while. So okay, so I got my big giant mixing thing out because I am out of, my other one broke. So it's the big can, 15 ounce size. This is 8 ounces here, roughly. I always figure a little bit more. Okay, just don't push it down, then it's like 17. There we go. Okay, so I've got a lot of pumpkin. This pumpkin will be forever. Now my eggs are kind of, they look like you can see the lumps in them. I don't know if that's normal or not. Like little, I wonder if that's supposed to go away. Let that sit for a minute. Okay, 1 cup of oil. I'm gonna do 1 cup of applesauce here. And then lots of sugar, 3 cups of sugar. I'll leave this for the next one. Okay, I like to add my spice to this. I just bought this one at Members Mark at Sam's Club. I think I found it and I was like, oh, you never see these at Sam's Club. They were on clearance, I think. So, chuck this up in here. If I ever buy just pumpkin pie spice, I always get like cinnamon and nutmeg, so this will be just my thing. I put my baking cover. I'm gonna put this in here and I'm gonna mix this up. It tastes good, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna put these in my little pans. I have stainless steel bread pans, probably my favorite of life. But do you know what my favorite ones are? I bought these at a garage sale a long time ago from some little old lady. They're great. They're perfect because they're smaller loaves. Absolutely love these. I also have a pan. Actually, I do have a bread pan, a mini one too, don't I? It's more like this big. I just thought about that. But these are kind of nice because you can wrap these up and freeze them, or just put them out and cut them. They're just tiny. So I'm gonna fill these up. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, what's the worst that's gonna happen is it's gonna fall apart, but if it's tiny, I feel like you're gonna be good. So I'm gonna use this, just put it in here just because I don't wanna pour it. But we'll try it. Let's see how the egg and the applesauce do. All you can do is try. And what's the worst will happen? It'll fail? Okay, cool. We'll have crumbly pumpkin bread. And that is quite all right. I think let's see how many loaves I can get here. I do. It's almost the 4. I feel like that, and I guess I'll put in the other one. Right, let me see over here. I'm looking at my counter here and I pulled out the maple flavoring to put in my pumpkin and completely forgot to even add that at all. Yeah, didn't even add that. Don't even have that in my recipe. That's okay. It's okay. So I'm mixing up my next batch of eggs here. Getting these going. I'm going to do brownies now. So I think I've substituted applesauce in brownies before and it kind of gives it that appley flavor, but whatever. It's good. A little chocolate frosting I think will mask it and be fine. So you do what you can do. So I turned on my other oven over here. I'm going to be doing dual so I don't have to worry about waiting on it. So I'm just going to, I've got fudgy brownie mix. We like the brownie mix. Yes, you can make it homemade, but my family likes the mix. So I feel like it uses a lot of eggs when you make it homemade. But whatever works. So I'm just going to put this in here. I'm going to put everything in my mixer. You know, you can mix it by hand just to make life easier. Normally you add water to this, but I feel like the applesauce is going to make it a little bit more watery, so I probably will skip that. It's going to be 1/3. Let's see, I'm using up this applesauce here, which is a good thing. And here's my nice homemade egg mixture. This stuff works. It'd be a miracle. Okay, let's mix this up. So I'm going to use my other oven. People say use your other oven. It works for like 9 by 13 pans, but I can't put any cookie sheets in there. It's like nothing fits. So I had to go out and buy one. So I got one here. I found one, Rada. I like these. I usually like the Nordic ware. Those are ones that I like to use, but Rada has one. I love Rada. Rada is good. The quarter sheet one works good. I have to wash this off. This was good. I went on there. Once you start looking at stuff, you're like, okay, there's so many good things. And you know what I love about them? I like that they send you a good old-fashioned catalog. Does anybody else like getting these? So I like it. I love my knives. You guys know I love my knives from Rada. I got we have the couple cake servers for using things. So what I'm using, I wanted to get is some plastic ones because my kids, the metal ones kind of scrape my pan. So these will be really nice for scooping out brownies from our pan. So I'm going to wash those off as well too. And then I also got some knives that I'm going to put those to use today because we're always using knives. Those are my favorite knives. I've been using them at the Mennonite store a long time ago, way back in the day when I started shopping up there. It's like that's all the knives they had. So I would buy ones at Walmart and use them. Just not good enough. And then I got the ones from up there and I'm like, I think I still have most of those original knives. Some of them, they got taken outside, disappeared. The tips were all bent because I'd use them to open things. So, you know, happens. But I did like replenish them over the years, and one of my viewers, so sweet, she replaced them for me as well and sent them to me. And I'm like, because she worked or lives right by there, and I'm like, you are so sweet to do that. So all good things, but I like their stuff because it's good quality stuff. So I'm gonna wash this pan out because I'm gonna put some of my brownies in here and some of them in another pan because I'm gonna do like smaller that way so I can cover them instead of a big giant one. And this is nice because it's going to fit right in here in my little oven. Put one there and one on the bottom. And then this fudgy frosting that I made yesterday is hopefully will mask it. It tastes, with the applesauce, it gives it like a little sweetness. So I even added a little bit of vanilla in mine. It's okay, it's not terrible. Just it makes it, I guess it makes it more bitter, I guess is the taste. But you do what you can do. We'll try it out. I'll let you know how it works. I am sure it will get eaten up. Okay, this next one I'm gonna do a small version. It's just an applesauce coffee cake. Found it on the internet. Let me take a snapshot here and see if it works out. Let me mix up my egg mixture here. Okay, so we're in this one, it's 2/3 cup of sugar in a regular blender. This is just a little square pan, so it's going to be tiny, and that's okay. Good, small is good, and then 1/2 cup of applesauce. Not much applesauce. If they had milk, can I skip the milk? Let's skip it. Nothing to say applesauce. Does that really make a difference? I will let you know. My little egg mixture here. Mine I'm gonna add maple because I completely forgot it. Maple, and what else do you add? Sugar, applesauce, milk, egg, and salt. So let me mix this up real quick. Okay, then you make a little streusel topping here with brown sugar and flour and some cold butter. This is pretty hard. My knives come in handy. I always forget I have this as my mom's. Just kind of smash this in here. It'll make it little crumbs. And cinnamon. Let me get my, did I put my, oh, let's just use pumpkin pie spice. Well, let's get the cinnamon. I'm gonna use nutmeg too. I like nutmeg. Nutmeg on the custard, so good. Reminds me of my childhood. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here. So we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna put a little bit of applesauce in between here. So I'm gonna take my pumpkin here. I'm gonna put it in little bags instead of containers. I probably will freeze them. I'm just thinking, I'm like, I don't know if I'll do pumpkin items this week or wait for another week. And that's okay, this is a bad spoon to do this with. But I'm like, it can freeze. I just wrote pumpkin on it because I have mistaken this for refried beans before, and I was like, oh, it's pumpkin. So label this one if anything. So I should measure it, but we'll just fill the bag up here. I just plopped all of that on the side. So my oven's still going. I realized the normal timer time is done, so I'm gonna let it cook for a little bit longer because it's not done yet. So then I'm looking in my cupboard because I'm looking, and I mixed up some baking mix. This was like homemade biscuit, I think before we came here. Yeah, before we came here because I think I was using up the shortening. So what I'm gonna do is, my mom used to make drop biscuits, just like in a muffin tin, and we would use it as bread with meals. So I'm like, why don't I make a big batch of that up? The key to this is add some flavor to it. So I'm gonna add, I've got some Old Bay, I've got some cheese here, and some, it says Creole seasoning. It's not, I can't remember what flavor it is. I don't even know, but it's really delicious. So I'm gonna mix this all up here and just put it inside a, like a cookie sheet thing. Bake them in the oven when all this stuff is done, and then we'll have some like homemade drop biscuits to have with dinner. So I like to do these in muffin tins just because it's easier, but there's not enough to do a whole pan, so I think I'm just gonna drop them on here. If I spray this, I think that's gonna be good. Probably parchment paper would work really good too, but just make sure you add enough seasoning. If you add enough seasoning, it'll make the flavor good. That'll work, right? I think that's gonna work right there. Getting creative is the key. So let me check my stuff in here. Okay, we'll sit for a few minutes and then we'll put the other ones. These will probably, I feel like I made these before and they just got bigger. That's okay, those will be bigger, right? It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be, it's either that or I'm gonna put it in a muffin tin and I feel like they're gonna, you know what, I'm gonna change my mind. All right, changing my mind. I feel like those puff up really big. I could put them in silicone pans too, that would help. I think I'm just gonna take about half of it and put them in here. That fits perfectly. Why didn't I do this? Let me wash my mess up. Okay, I'm gonna start on my dinners now. I'm still waiting. The bread is all out, the cake is in there, and the brownies are not done yet. So I'm gonna make cooking some rice. I'm gonna make this Indonesian fried rice. This is delicious. I get this packet on Amazon. It's so good. Now, I bought it and it wasn't spicy at all. There's like 5 in a pack, or 5 packages you get. The next time I got it, it was a little spicy. And then this last time I got it, it wasn't spicy. So I don't know, like I said, maybe the machine was broken, they added too much spice. That's okay, I understand. But this is really good. So you just need rice. I had to laugh because rice, and I use sausage, kielbasa, and probably use mixed vegetables or peas and carrots, whatever I had. But this, I'm like down to rice. This is all the rice I have. Like I have no more. I've had 10-pound bags, 15-pound bags forever. But I'm like, wow, we're down to none. So it's, I'm like, that's just crazy. Just gonna have to go get some at Sam's Club. So I'm gonna do 4 cups rice. This is a nice big thing we can put in the refrigerator. Everybody loves it. If you cut the sausage really tiny, it like goes a long way. Everybody loves it. So let me add my water. Okay, so I'm gonna start cutting my stuff up here. I'm replacing this knife. This one Greg got, he's like, you can't even sharpen it really good anymore, honey. So I got this one to replace it. This is my rod knife. I was just looking at it. It says, they include this in it. It says, from humble beginnings, our story begins in 1948. The war was over and aluminum and steel were no longer needed to help the war effort. That's when the manufacture of our aluminum handled kitchen knives started in earnest from a humble family-owned business in Iowa. We're still family-owned, still located in Iowa, and still handcrafting our knives. That's pretty cool. The talented men and women who care about quality has earned its reputation. So that's pretty cool. 1948, yeah. But this, I use these. Like, look, yeah. Here's my rada knives. Look. All rada. Rada, rada. Rada, rada. The only reason I have these is because Greg brought them from when he was down here at a hotel. Rada, rada. There's 2. Those 2 are his from when he had his apartment. He's like, we need to have those steak knives. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep that steak knife. And I kept this one forever, but I needed to replace it. Replacing it with this right here. So I'm gonna take my kielbasa, cut it up really thin, and then we're gonna be using it for 2 recipes. So I've got a bunch here, I'm just gonna chop it up. Nice when you can cut through things and it works really good. So love my knives. Okay, let me check my stuff in the oven, and I'll take this over here and start frying it. Those are coming out of the pan easily. That doesn't always happen, so that's a positive. Okay, so this kielbasa is cooking. I'm gonna put this other stuff in the bottom of my slow cooker here. I have a whole empty refrigerator out here, so I'm gonna just put this in here. Tomorrow, I'll bring it in the morning and put it on and turn it on. This way it can cook during the day, we can eat it. It's so simple. We had this at a Mennonite home, but they did ham, potatoes, and green beans. I found kielbasa delicious in it. So I've got a bunch of small potatoes. I'm just gonna wash some of these, put those in there, and a can of green beans. Real simple. I'm splitting my potatoes. I'm not putting a lot in here because the kids don't love potatoes. But I have to use these up. So I'm gonna put these over here, boil them, and I'm gonna do like a baked potato, but I gotta cook them first, like most of them. Okay, doing a bunch of things. I threw my leftover peas and carrots in here. I'm just gonna pour this whole can of green beans in here with the liquid. This is perfect. Salt and pepper. Like, it's good. You don't even need to add. Let me go get some more. For those things I forget, I have old bags. So I'm gonna put this in here. Now this is it. All I have to do is bring this in, heat it up. It's delicious. We don't have a lot of kids eating this day, so that's why it's a smaller batch. But these are fried over here. As soon as the rice is done, I'll add it to it. Doing great. I'm gonna go get the cover over there, put it in the refrigerator, and I'll be right back. I went to my refrigerator, I forgot I have this, the naan bread. I'm gonna put this in the oven while the stuff is baking, just to kind of, because it was frozen previously, and then we can use this fork, because we have a lot of hummus to use up. Okay, I'm waiting for stuff to get done. I think something else I was gonna do is some apple caramel dip. Totally forgot about this. I have a lot of apples in there, and they're more like the not favorite apples, I guess, just the cheapy ones. So cream cheese, I'm gonna use Newfoundland cheese, Newfoundland, how's they say it? And it's 1 cup of brown sugar, this and maple flavoring, mix it up, totally forgot about it. And then I'll get it out here with my mixer. It's a great, easy dip. Okay, so right here, open up here, cheese here. I already put a cup of brown sugar in there. This is really good. I won't cut the apples up either because I wait till the kids have them so they don't turn brown. You can also add lemon juice. They don't turn, I could just do lemon juice, a big bowl. I just feel like they're apples that are, I don't remember what kind they are. Maybe, I don't even know. But the ones that go brown quicker, even if you put them in that stuff. So I will wait till like they're ready for a snack, and I'll pull this out. Let me get my laser in here. Put away my stuff while I'm here. Okay, I'm gonna pour it in these little bowls here and put some peanuts on top. I've got two, one with nuts, one without, because not everybody loves the nuts. This will be great for later for a snack. These came out of the oven, they look delicious, just like I remember from my childhood. I think the key is to let everything cool. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do, let me see what else. The nasi goreng rice, I have to wait for the rice. The other crock pot meal is done. That's 1, 2, and another one is gonna be chicken, and I'm gonna do those. I take the baby potatoes, and I'm gonna kind of make them, I think you cook them, boil them first, and then kind of, I don't know, put butter and stuff in a pan, bake them in the oven. And I'm actually gonna bake my chicken in the oven. I always bake my chicken on the smoker, always. I haven't cooked chicken in the oven since I got my smoker. So I'm gonna do something different. And the reason why I'm cooking it now, Amy, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. You know why? Because I don't know what we're gonna do today. It is the day that Brooklyn has off. Usually on these days, we go somewhere. So we might go to the beach today, yay. We might, I don't know, go driving, might go shopping. I don't know what we'll do today. So I wanna be prepared. So I'm gonna make dinner so it's done. I'll bake it in the oven. All we have to do is reheat it up. And this, you know why? Because if you're not gonna be home, it's what's gonna happen. If I did not cook this dinner when I left today, we're gonna get home at dinner time. Everybody's gonna be starving. So the last thing I'm gonna do is wait an hour for everything to cook. So cook it now and heat it up. That saves. Otherwise, you're going to the store and buying everything. As the next couple weeks go on, my schedule's kind of get normal. I will be baking it closer to dinner time, but right now, this is what I gotta do. So let me look at my recipe. I saw one with Parmesan cheese. Hold on 1 second. So this recipe I'm gonna do a little bit different because we always do. They take their potatoes, cook them, and they cut them in half, which I'm gonna do here as I'm making them. They put oil in the bottom of a 9x13 pan in a bowl. I'm gonna do Parmesan. I'm going to do pepper, garlic powder, and then the Old Bay. Mix that up, and then you carefully sprinkle that on the oil and put the potatoes upside down on it. And then that's how you bake them. So we're gonna do it. I said don't move it because it'll all smush the oil. Now to me, I think you're supposed to leave it like that, but I'm like, that's an awful lot in there and not having any room. So I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna put some olive oil on top of these now. Real careful, cover them real good. And then I'm gonna do another layer, and then I'll just sprinkle it with, should I just leave them whole? I feel like I should just leave them whole in there. They're tiny. I think the recipe was for the bigger ones. That's okay. We're just gonna make do. So actually, let me just put these little ones in here. I'll put them with olive oil and sprinkle with the rest of the Parmesan mixture. We're gonna bake it. It's gonna work out, I promise. It's gonna taste delicious. Might not look like the picture, but I bet you it'll taste really good. Since that's in the oven, I'm gonna take my chicken out here. I think it's just, I'm pretty sure I just left, did I leave chunks in this one? I'm trying to see what I did here. Oh, I did cut this in chunks. That's okay. So I'm gonna put this in a 9 by 13 right here. Crazy. I can't honestly say I baked chicken in the oven in a long time. Maybe my slow cooker, but not the oven. So it's good. We're gonna try something different. That's what you do. And then something I totally forgot about. I had it on my list and I totally forgot because out there is my sweet potatoes. I have these. Some are getting yucky. I hate when they get yucky. So I'm gonna wrap them in foil. I don't eat the outside, so I'm just gonna wrap them in foil and put them in that oven. I think I can stick them in the back and bake them. I'll have those for this weekend. I'll just do 2 small ones, I think. Let's see if I got some room. Okay, I had to carefully place those in there because there was not much room. It's good. Those will bake. What I'll do when we serve the chicken is put like, I've got pineapple habanero sauce from Detweiler's. I'm still gonna use that, so I think that will be good. I'm gonna put this in my refrigerator so I see it and remember to use it. Let me clean up. We'll go over here and make our nasi goreng rice. I'll keep washing things as I go. Wash your little knives. Don't put them in the dishwasher. If you do, they turn like this. They're still usable, but they do get that glue on it. So hand wash them, that looks better. Okay, cleaning things up, got my bread over here. I'm like, this will be good, we'll try in a minute. The brownies, let's put the frosting on. We're gonna spread it real carefully. That's gonna be the only difference, is that the texture on top is gonna be kind of, I shouldn't microwave this. Let me see, is that gonna, let me see what that's gonna do. I don't know if that's gonna pull. I need like a different spatula, that's not a good one. Let me get my blue one. You need something to spread it real thin. So, plop some on here. Okay, then put some sprinkles on it and make everything great. Okay, so I feel like I need to try everything just to let you know how it tastes. I thought about that. I'm like, I should probably take a sample. Let me sample the chocolate in the other cake. Let me get a little corner here. That's good. Okay, held together, good. Look at it, it's held together. This is the brownie. Okay, there's so much chocolate there. I don't think you're gonna miss the brownie flavor, like the applesauce. That's good. This is the, let's try this one. It's still warm. Well, so I'll take a corner right here. This is the applesauce one. Okay, so the cake stayed in one whole piece. So that's good, let's try it. Okay, that's not bad. It definitely tastes like applesauce cake. So thicker, not dense like a cake, more thicker, but good. I think they recommended serving it with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. I have vanilla ice cream, so that can very well be something that we serve with this. I think she said put in the refrigerator as well. So there is another one. Okay, let's try our little pumpkin things here. Let me see how I did with these. They're real moist, I know that. Can you see? Let me cut one right here. Okay, it stayed together like pumpkin bread. Does anybody else love pumpkin bread and butter? I do. My mom would always make it with butter. So good. Let's try this. That is my favorite right there. That's really good, nice and moist. This was delicious. Tastes just like my pumpkin bread. So that right there is a winner. Okay, very happy with that. I'm gonna probably cover, I'll leave out a couple of them, but I will take some and maybe, I don't know if I'll refrigerate them or freeze them or what I'll do with them, but just in case we don't eat them all this weekend, we probably will, or just pull them out for breakfast and keep them in the refrigerator. I got a lot of this plastic to use up. So let me cover these, and then I'll leave some, I'll just put them like on a cutting board like this and just leave them on the countertop. So I'm gonna leave it out fancy on a cutting board with a, you know, the wrong knife, but that works. This I'll leave out. I'll put this stuff in the refrigerator, and then I'm gonna make some, actually let's go finish our rice over here. Wanna go over here and do our rice? Okay, let me come over here. The nasi goreng rice is delicious. So what you do is you usually fry up an egg too. I'm not doing that because I'm trying to save our eggs that we have. So it comes in a little packet like this, and you can squeeze it in here or squeeze it in with the rice. I'll put it in here. Delicious. And then you're just gonna mix it all up. It mixes really well. It's so good. I don't know what is in this. I'm sure you can mimic it, but it's like that nice sauce pack where everything is made right, so you might as well just use what they have. They've already figured it out. I'm just not that skilled in doing it. I'm gonna throw this away and then we'll add our rice. And then these are done too. I'm gonna just put these literally on a plate. There's no plates. I don't even have plates. This is how behind we are dishes. Let me get a glass Play-Doh. This, if you want to munch on with hummus, is a good snack. It's however our life looks. Okay, I'm gonna put the rice in here and just basically, I don't know if you can stir it in here or not. I'm just thinking there's no water. No, it's just mixing it up. Let me just add my rice here. I smell those crispy potatoes below here. It's really smelling delicious. So what a great day. It's like I've got 3 dinners, and this will be a dinner, the chicken and potatoes will be a dinner, and then we'll make the kielbasa and potatoes and green beans for a dinner. It's okay. Some repetition, but at least it's not macaroni and cheese all day long, all weekend long. And there's nothing wrong if that's the way it went. I just don't have to do that this weekend. What I will be doing is planning out some menu probably this weekend so I can go shopping next week. I found that if you just put a little bit at a time and stir it in, it works better than putting it all in there. I must have made way too much rice. I thought I did 4 cups rice because I thought it was 4 cups per packet. You can always stretch this and add more, but maybe I'll do some plain rice. Somebody will eat it. So I think I'm gonna leave it like right here. This is good. A whole pan of this is like enough for all of us. So I think I'm just gonna put this in here. And see the parts I didn't mix up, so I'll mix it up in the big bowl. And then we'll have this for another meal, which is awesome. Once I've got my pan out already, I have this little container, and it has bacon, sausage, and a hamburger in there. So I'm just gonna chop this real quick, fry this up, and fry a couple eggs. That's gonna be breakfast. I'm gonna give that to you for breakfast. Simple. Nobody will eat it because they're gonna have like other stuff, smoothies, or they'll have pumpkin bread for breakfast. So this will get eaten up this way, so nothing goes to waste. Got fragments in my refrigerator that no one else was gonna eat. My potatoes came out of the oven, they look delicious. So we'll let this cool for a little bit and then we'll try them. Okay, forgot my orange juice. Remember I found this yesterday in the refrigerator. I'm gonna use this up, make this, we'll have orange juice they can have with breakfast. I have more of this in my freezer. Bought a lot and then I just like haven't used it very much. The last thing I'm gonna put together is some chicken salad, and the reason why is it's something to grab for lunch. I only have about 4 or 5 slices of bread left, but I do have a lot of saltine crackers. So the kids, we would always eat chicken salad on crackers. That's something we ate forever. We would take it in the car. What we do is just take a container, you mix up and you make a cracker sandwich and pass it back to the child in the big giant 15-passenger van. That needed one, so it worked. The only bad thing is I only have mayonnaise, and I feel like mayonnaise does not taste like Miracle Whip. So I was Googling some recipes of like how to make mayonnaise taste like Miracle Whip, and there's like a whole process. So I'm like, I feel like I'm just gonna add, there was like, you gotta cook like the vinegar and mix it with cornstarch. I'm like, I don't really need all that. So what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit, some spices in there, basically. Spices and some sugar, because I think kind of that's what it reminds me of. And then that way, they might not say anything, they might say something, I don't know. There is already vinegar in here, right? There is. I can't say I love mayonnaise, but we'll see. Let me smash this here. I think if you add some seasonings, that helps everything taste great. So adding celery, that kind of stuff is good. Some people add pickle, like relish and stuff. I don't do that to ours, but I will add some spices in here to change the flavor a little bit. Let's see if we can do that. I usually use a fork. Let's use my spurtle here. And then I'm going to sprinkle, well, actually, let me add the sugar to it after I put the mayonnaise in. I can try it and see. I might not even need it, but we will see. Let's see. I know there's like in the mountains, it's always a big confrontation against Duke's mayonnaise and Miracle Whip. So, it's good. I guess I just grew up eating Miracle Whip, so that's all I know. Let me see what that tastes like. Okay, to me, very blah. I think you need that zing. Sugar and vinegar, probably what the recipe says. Isn't that weird? I'll leave it as is. My kids are going to be the one eating it if they want. And complain, I guess we'll go from there, but it's like you need that zing in there from the vinegar. It's kind of like just plain, but I guess it's whatever you grew up with. Perfect. Lunch done. Sun's coming out. That's a good thing. Let me check on my stuff in the oven. The potatoes, they look really good. I feel like I just need to take a little corner. Oh, look at that. That's really, really good. That's going to be delicious. So this is already done. They say you can scoop it out. I'll probably leave it in there. We'll have this with the chicken, which is still cooking. I'll have those little drop biscuits. Maybe we'll open up a can of green beans or peas. We'll hit green beans tomorrow. We'll throw some vegetables in there somewhere. And then this is good. I've got my meals for the weekend. I don't have to worry about anything. And I've got a lot of good homemade stuff here. So feeling great. Okay, so I'm almost done in the kitchen. I'm pretty much done with food. I don't do anything else. I've got, I put everything away here. The only thing I left out was this because I'm going to put some hummus out for the kids to grab. We've got the pumpkin bread, stuff to put away. I didn't wipe my, this is still messy. You see that? Still messy on the stove. I'll get to that, but this was cleaned off yesterday. It's got fingerprints on it. I get off to clean it again. So next week will be a little bit more motivation, but we're getting what we can get done. The chicken is in the oven. I'm just testing. Get a thermometer, then you know if it's done, so you don't overcook it, and you know it's good temperature. Keep it covered really good. It's almost there. It's like 175, I think. I like it to be about 185 done. So when that's done, I'll take it out, and then I'll be finished for my Friday, which is awesome. It's kind of gloomy out. I don't know if it's going to be rainy today or what, but we'll see. So I'll come back, show you the chicken, and then close today's video. Okay, this one down here, I'm pretty sure it's done. All right, so I just took my chicken out of its liquidy pieces here. Here it is. It's gonna be fine. It's just nice thin, plain chicken. They can dip it. They can use any kind of sauce on it, whatever they want. The only thing I didn't cook was my sweet potatoes. And I should put those in earlier. I just was not thinking, so they will go in the microwave. I'm finished. It's thundering outside. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a rainy day today. So my food is done. I don't have to worry about anything else. I'll edit, and maybe the rain will stop and blow over, and then maybe we'll get a beach day in there. So I thank you for watching. Gathering fragments. Look in that refrigerator this weekend. Look in the freezer, gather up things that you don't really think about and start getting creative with them. Google some recipes. When you got a lot of applesauce, Google how to use up applesauce, like I did this weekend. So, all right, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another video. See you tomorrow. Bye.